I'm looking in the camera right here, and I don't know, like, this looks really blue. I don't know if it's going to look like that in the video, but it's kind of just throwing me off. I'm like, why does my hair look so blue? Anyways, hi guys, my name is April. Welcome back to my channel. I go by Ruby Rouge here on the YouTubes. Thank you so much for being here. Today's video is Pan Those Eyeshadows. Very fun eyeshadow challenge project. This is my fifth update for the project. This is my fifth update for the project. Last month I had technical difficulties with the video, so it's like literally just went up like, I don't know, like a week ago. So it feels like, I'm like, what am I doing filming this already? But I'm right on task, I'm right on schedule. I do have one shadow rolling out this month. That's really exciting for me. My goal is 2, but I figured out that that's really hard for me to do. So if I can do 1 every month, I'm happy with that. 2's just a plus. My criteria for rolling out is 20 uses, hit pan, or declutter the shadow. So far in this project, I have rolled out 4 that had 20 uses, 0 hit pans, and 2 declutters. I'm not hitting pan a lot. So the majority of my shadows are like rarely used, and my favorite formulas tend to be a little bit harder pressed. And then in larger pans like Juvias Place, VZ, all of them just tend to be in larger pans. So yeah, by the end of the year, I do want to make some changes to my project so that I can start hitting some pans. I'm not going to do this month, but probably next month. So stay tuned for that if you're interested to see how I'm going to switch it up. And if you're interested to see me start hitting some pans, right? Okay, let's go. Let's talk about the eyeshadows. So the very first one I have is this Butter London Queen. Last month I was at 8 uses, and this shadow was like the odd shadow out. It was never getting used, blah, blah, blah. Hadn't been reaching for it. But how things have changed. So I think I left off at 8 uses. Now I am at, sorry, I have to look at my notes. I am at 14. This shadow will be my focus to roll out for next month. And my palette for this project is just really so much, it's like working so much better for this. Now, everything, it's definitely more cohesive, and that's helping me get more uses. However, I have found that my favorite way to use this shadow is just kind of all by itself. That's my favorite way to use it. Alright, the next one I have is actually the one that's rolling out. This is Smashbox Wheat. I went from 8 to, and then I forgot all about using this last month. And then now I am at 20. So this, not hitting pan on this shadow is like the reason I decided I probably needed to switch it up a little bit. I mean, come on now. Like, how can I not hit pan on that super tiny pan that I have there? To be honest though, my goal for this project when I joined in wasn't really to hit pans. It was more about just using like different shadows that I never use and kind of challenging myself to do that. So yeah, I'm kind of disappointed that I'm not hitting pans, but not super disappointed. I mean, it's more for you guys, to be honest. But I am really excited to be rolling this one out because it was boring. It was really boring. Not my favorite shadow, just not my perfect color. The next shadow up is Natasha Denona Pinija. I started at 3 uses last month, and now I'm at 8. So that's moving along very nicely. I'm really excited about that. My like kind of minimal goal is to get 5 uses on a shadow per month. So that's really cool when that happens, and I get proud of myself. I was able to draw in 2 shadows last month, so that was really cool. Hopefully, maybe next I can do that again this month. But one of those shadows was this Charlotte Tilbury Desert Haze. It's shade number 3. It's this guy right here in Smoke. It's the Smoke shade. Guys, I have only used this 5 times. I did manage to get 5 uses on it. I hope this... I don't want to be too judgmental because I have only used it 5 times. I feel like there's more room for me to play with this a little bit before I form a final judgment on it. But I'm not super happy with this formula. I hope that's not indicative of all the Charlotte Tilbury mattes. This is the first time I've ever actually used any Charlotte Tilbury mattes, and I have a few. I don't have a ton, but I have a few. But yeah, I'm not loving this. It's just like thick. I can't really even explain it. It's just kind of like thick, a little bit patchy. Anyways, I'm gonna keep playing with that. Hopefully I'll get to use it some more, and I will find out how to like kind of use it to better suit my needs. Lastly, I have this shadow, and it's really cute, pinkish purple sheen over a translucent base. This is Tart from the Juvias Douce palette. I'm really enjoying this. I don't think that there's any problem with me being able to use this. Definitely not decluttering it. Juvias has just been a really nice formula for me. This is one of my favorite palettes of all time. I have to say that. There's just, I don't know about the color story and on its own, but like a single shadows, this is absolutely one of my favorite palettes of all time. So I am bringing in one shadow this month. On my inventory, I have my palettes noted by purchase year. So Smashbox Wheat is 2016, so I'm going to draw in another palette from 2016. Drum roll. I pulled in palette number 3, which is this Lorac Pro 2. Not my favorite palette. Not my favorite palette. But anyways, so let's see what shade we're going to get. Shade number 3, or shade number 6, and that is this navy. No. If you guys watch my deck of painting, I don't remember if I said this in the video or not, but I brought this palette in and I was like using it to try to really get to know it. It hadn't seen much love, blah, 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 blah. I'm afraid I'm going to get this on my shirt. But basically, I came to the conclusion that if this palette came up in any of my projects, that I was going to refuse to pan any of these mattes other than Buff, Light Brown, or Nectar. The rest of them I don't like. They're just not my favorite formula. I kind of, in my mind, they're just decluttered. I might like use them occasionally, but I just don't like them. So I would rather reach for something else. So yeah, we're going to draw again. All right, shade 2. Shade 2 is this light brown shade. I will use that. It's, once again, not my favorite, but it's easy enough. Oddly, it's kind of similar to Smashbox Wheat, which I'm rolling out, so it's kind of weird that my palette's going to look pretty much the same. But, you know, whatever. That's the way the random numbers generate. Okay. All right, you guys, that's my update for this time. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I will see you guys again in the next one. Bye!